This is Judge Joe Brown, and you're watching We All Be News TV, the
News Free Dixie.
News Free Dixie for the 21st century.
Well, let me ask you this about speaking of crimes and murder. What is your take on this LoREnzen Wright thing? Well, about all this, his wife got arrested out in Cali, and guy Billy Ray Turner was arrested a week or so ago. What are your thoughts about this case?
I don't know anything personally about the facts of the case. I have not personally interviewed any witnesses. I have not reviewed any statements. I know even if I had, I have adopted as a working principle in my life, an individual is innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt and to a moral certainty. And there has been no such proceeding to give this man who is the suspect his due process. So as a former criminal court judge, former defense counsel, former chief public defender for the city of Memphis, and the first black prosecutor for the city of Memphis, I know better. So
the same goes for his wife, LoREnzen Wright.
I have no idea. And put that in the context of the news media will falsify, exaggerate, withhold so they can generate ratings. You cannot rely on what you hear in the media to set up an accurate picture of what went on, especially now. They've always been bad, but they are particularly bad now.
Yes, sir. I heard that's wisdom.
That was like that, what's the name?
Which one? It's on behalf.
One that was accused of killing her daughter.
I know you're talking about Casey Anthony. Yeah.
And Nancy Grace was standing on the woman's sidewalk, the family sidewalk, for several years with a loud hailer saying, "We have a right to know. She should tell us what happened." And all of these people were pontificating about how she was going to be convicted. And the jury, when they got the case, said they never showed where this kid got killed, how this kid got killed. Even if the kid did it, they didn't show how she did it, when she did it, where she did it, why she did it, or if she did it. So we had to acquit her. We followed the law. We had a reasonable doubt. And everybody for 5 years that this case was pending was hollering about she's guilty. She needs to be up under a penitentiary. They talked about O.J. They still do, but that was Nancy Grace again, who was the reporter, scoundrel that made America think O.J. was guilty. See, I got a chance to see all of the evidence. Somebody I recruited to law school just happened to be chief administrative judge for L.A. Superior Courts, so she let me see the evidence. First off, the photos they had showed that Goldman and O.J.'s wife had their throats slit from ear to ear, and somebody had pulled their tongues out of the slit throats. Otherwise, they each had one knife wound going into the right upper chest that ripped up the aorta and the top two chambers of the knife. It was a pro that did it. I have a friend who was called by the state as an expert in knife killing. He looked at it and said it had to be two people. One man couldn't do it. And by the way, at the scene, in the blood, you've got footprints from somebody that had a size 9 shoe and somebody else had a size 10.5, and OJ wears a 12. If it does not fit, you must acquit. I know the guy that made the gloves. His name is Richard Zuckerwar. Everybody gave a hand tracing. OJ took a size 2XL in that glove. It was a size large, not extra large, not 2XL. Furman wore a size large. OJ's hand was too big. Bottom line is, bloody socks at the foot of the bed. That's one of the things that killed the case. What the jury saw and what Nancy Grace and none of the news media reported on, though it was in the stuff that I recorded from the live broadcast of the trial, was this. At about 1:14, the security squad goes in to video the crime scene. Why? Because people complained that l.a.p.d. would steal their property. Does l.a.p.d. steal it? Well, that's how OJ wound up going to jail. He was in Vegas and found that l.a.p.d. had stolen several of his items of property: Super Bowl rings, autograph pictures, certificates. So the security squad videoed it. They showed the foot of the bed with no bloody socks. 1:14. About 5 minutes later, this video, by the way, has audio. You could hear, "Excuse me, who are you?" "Detective Furman." "Excuse me, well, Detective Furman. Well, Detective Furman, you have to leave the premises until we finish our work." "Well, sir, we don't care. You have to leave." A few minutes later, "Sir, what are you doing in the bedroom, Detective Furman?" "In the bedroom." And then they pan the camera over. You can see Furman at the foot of this bed that you just got through seeing had no bloody socks. Well, they leave, and later crime scene comes through and videos everything. And now after you've seen no bloody socks at 1:14, 5-10 minutes later, you've seen Furman at the foot of this same bed. Now crime scene shows bloody socks at the foot of the bed. Now, who put them there? Wow. OJ's on an airplane. And the press did not cover the fact that 4 of the chief detectives wound up going to jail in what they call the Rampart scandal for planting false evidence on suspects. They had to let 128 men out of California Penitentiary because of that. And 4 of the chief detectives involved in that were chief detectives in the OJ case. Did Johnny Cochran raise the race issue? No, but what he did do is he selected people of 45, 50-some years old who had grown up in L.A. and knew how corrupt and wrongdoing l.a.p.d. was.